So we're going to be organising our Great Science Share this year based on something that we actually worked on initially during British Science Week back in March, where we focused on water, and by that we focused on two aspects of it, both the access to clean water and the power of water for stopping disease spread, which we thought was quite relevant. So we did a range of different activities with the kids, and we documented what they did and shared that on our kind of internal schools network. And then we're planning on taking the work that they created and sharing that with the kids that we'll have with us in June and see if they can build on that. So, for example, one of the activities we did was creating a water dispenser out of kind of junk waste, so like plastic bottles, string, things like that, and see how well you could create a tap to collect and then dispense water. And so we'll take some of the designs that children came up with back in March and share those with kids in June and see if they can improve on them, adapt them, and just kind of trying to mimic the way that science works, in that some people come up with ideas, tests, inventions, and then they share those with other people, and then those people take those ideas, inventions, theories, and build on them and try and improve on them. So we're trying to mimic real world science with the kids that we're working with. And because we're based in a hospital and we have different kids at different times, it works quite nicely in that it allows for some sense of continuity, because even though the kids won't be the same, the activities will be the same. So we're sharing into the science share, and then we will share that again beyond.
We're going to start this year organising our Great Science Share in two different ways. My year group is going to adopt the Great Science Share and investigate the Egyptians in a very gruesome manner. And we're also going to set it as a whole school task because our school are particularly fab about asking their own questions and sharing that with their families. We think the Great Science Share is so important because children should be given the chance to question and have that sense of awe and wonder. And when you put the question and the opportunity on themselves, it's wonderful seeing the kind of things that they come up with on their own.
As a secondary school teacher, I think that the Great Science Share is particularly important because it draws on a range of areas from the science curriculum and actually the curriculum beyond science as well. And I think it's just a fantastic way for us to work with some of the younger students in primary schools as well. And it sort of encourages children to have the time to really consider the questions they might otherwise ask in class, and really sort of take them go further with those questions. So they might research something in a bit more detail and then really think around that particular topic. I think it's excellent from a science careers point of view as well, sort of them potentially engaging and researching and working alongside science partners. I think they're then more aware of, you know, the kind of careers that are out there that sometimes just sort of get forgotten in the secondary classroom. You know, you've got a lot to get through curriculum wise, so it's quite good from that point of view. For all the newbies out there, all the ones who are taking part in the Great Science Share for the first time, I would say to you, if you can think about what your wider school aims are. I know that this year for us, the theme fits perfectly with what the school is aiming to do. We've got quite a big focus on the environment at the moment. So I would just say, think about where it might fit, particularly for your context. I think context is really important. I wouldn't say go absolutely wild with it if it's your first year, but you know, if you want to and you've got the support for that and you've got, you know, the partners that are there for you, then that's great.
The whole school are taking part in the Great Science Share. We teach science, there's 3 teachers that teach science throughout the whole school, and it's a great opportunity for us to be able to allow the teachers to be able to have a good input in science as well. So we're doing the climate change as a theme. Each year group is going to choose their own resource from a set of resources that I will send to them, and that's how we're going to do it. So we're going to do it a whole day just on the Great Science Share. We're going to take lots of photographs. The 3 science teachers are going to be posted in each of the 3 different key stages to be able to go and help and support them. So that's how we're celebrating this year. The children benefit from taking part in the Great Science Share in a variety of ways, really. It's really practical. They love coming off timetable for the day and just doing something different. The children really enjoy science across school, so it's another opportunity for us to be able to develop their love of science. Definitely through using the question resources, we're able to extend the children's knowledge of being able to ask questions, and it's just a fun activity to do. The children get enormous pleasure out of taking part in it.
So at North Huddersfield Trust School, we're taking part in the Great Science Share for Schools this year through completing the Greater Manchester Engineering Challenge, where our Year 7 and Year 8 pupils are going to complete the portfolio for that and link it into the weekly challenges that they've got for the Great Science Share for Schools. They're then going to share what they've made and what they've created with the other classes within their bubble, and then we're going to be sharing it on our social media as well, and with the senior leadership team coming into the different classes to talk to the pupils about what they've done, what they've learned, and what they've got from the challenge. I think the Great Science Share for Schools is really, really important. It helps pupils to come up with their own scientific questions and to really explore science in their own way and get that enthusiasm and that excitement in the way that sometimes the national curriculum doesn't allow you to do, because it can be quite stringent in terms of taking part in things like the Great Science Share for Schools. It gives you that opportunity to really let the pupils run free with their own questions and their own ideas about what they want to look at in terms of science.